This band? I like this band. I wrote it down so I don't forget who they are. Oh, I remember. Fucking Slap!
We're back, and I got some of the fuzziest, doomiest, stoniest fellas I could find on the internet. You know when they come from the desert, my earphones are falling off here because I'm so out of control. You know when they come from the desert, they're gonna bring that fuzz and doom and the spirit of Caius, Orange freaking Goblin, Fu Manchu, except they turn it up 5 notches. It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure to hear Desert Collider come out here, bring the heat, bring the thunder, bring the pain, bring some rain, because I can't take this freaking snow up here in tropical Massachusetts. I'm losing my mind a little bit. Fellas, thank you for joining me. I'm excited. I was listening to some of the tracks, and I'm ready to go outside right now and fight a grizzly bear, let me tell you.
Thanks a lot for having us.
Hey.
It's super great to be in this channel.
Hey, thank you, and I am psyched. I love that fuzzy sound, that sound where I can just get done with work, which I despise, turn my lights off, right? Just put the headphones on and blast your music and just transcend into another world. Where does the sound come from? Where do you, all three of you, get your inspirations? Where did we get this magical sound?
We go. So the sounds is basically an inspiration that we got all the time from the fuzzy thing, classical desert rock scene, as you already mentioned, Caius, Fu Manchu. That's our basic basis. Also, other types of inspirations such as Nebula and 1000 Mods, a lot of other of this kind of bands. This is the basis for our, let's say, punch, in fuzz terms, if you can say that, and then we start to go to other things, a little bit more, psych, a little bit sometimes more sophisticated, all over these tracks that are coming from other background of us. Could be crowd rock, Tangerine Dreams, psychedelic rock. Sometimes, it's kind of also first Fleetwood Mac or Pink Floyd. Guys, you want to add something, maybe?
Yeah, basically, actually, as you were saying, Fede, it's the sound that comes out from the record and from our distinct team. It's just a mixture of everything that we got in our previous experiences. So we have different backgrounds, different style of music, different genre that we like. But all together came at once, and it came naturally, I would say, actually. So it was, I think that beyond the differences that we have in the musical taste that we grew up with, we have this high impact, this punch that we want to bring with this music of this album, and I think we succeeded in it.
Yeah. No other words. We're just moving. I don't want to exclude anybody here.
I've got there's nothing to add here, honestly. Like they said everything. I'd say we all come from different experiences, and I think Stoner Desert Rock was the perfect match for the four of us. And it was pretty new to me as a genre. I was coming from mostly 70s, but people the singer from mostly from punk rock, stuff like that. And in Stoner we found the solution, and I said we want to give this punch, and the sound then came naturally. And Federico here, the guitarist, did a great job on the guitar, on the sounds. So it's most of his his job here, his work.
Yeah, and I love that you all have different interests in musical background. That seems like, how stale something could get if everybody just likes the same thing, right? And they put out the same kind of thing over and over. So it's great to hear. Now, when you're recording this, we have different differences. It's a work of art, let me tell you that. So whatever these differences are, I don't hear anything in there. When you're recording, do you get in disagreements? Is there any tension in the studio?
Actually, not really. It's a process that's as we said, it was weirdly natural, and it flows very well, because we started by composing songs that were a little bit more aggressive for example, in the album, there's the third track is called Sonic Carver. That is the first song that we ever wrote or written, and it's basically very chaos inspired thing. But then at the end of the song, we have the coda that changes with this sort of like whine delays, and these kind of things started to take shape for us, and everybody jumped in a very easily. Like that, it was this kind of let's do this very solid riffing if we manage, but we like to play jams and go with a little bit of psychedelia, and this was something that every time let's put a break here, and then Emmanuel start with the solo with full of effects and stuff like that, and very very natural things. Even in the recording session, there was the magic of the recording part. Not everything was amazing. Like in a song, me and Andrea took two acoustic guitars and putting upside down and with percussions, stuff like that. I mean, it was very surprising flow, let's say.
That's that is great to hear, because I talk to all different bands and you hear all different things. You hear like we almost killed each other, while we were putting this together, or you hear it's all gelling like this. And I love, like, one of the biggest travesties to me was when Caius went away. I love 1 Inch Man. A lot of you kids out there, that was your dad's nickname in college. They were always coming up short. But the band Caius, it was just a magical, beautiful band. And when they went away, and then we got Queens of the Stone Age and all this other stuff, but that was a sound that was just like, at the time, it just hit so hard. And I'm not, of course it's comparisons with you, but you take it to that next level, that modern, you modernize that sound, and it's a sound definitely of your own. And where did the name come from, Desert Collider?
Well, the name, I go. So the name basically at the beginning was coming from we were scouting names, and we wanted the desert part to be in it, just to maintain an identity, even though there's not much desert around here. But and then the collider part, we added it because at the very beginning, we by scouting the names, we were thinking about something that actually is in the US, like it's called Desertron. There is a particle accelerator that is in Texas, like abandoned there. It was like a kind of gave us this kind of feelings of, something melancholic, something, even transformative, something, a project. And then we started with this idea of the collider itself, and the collider itself actually is a machine, let's say, with the particles, let them smash and they transform. And so it's a way for us to symbolize our music in terms of that we can do, we can experiment, our background clash and transforms, and is a symbol from the band. It is the for the band name.
That is. There was a whole session in rehearsal where we brainstorm names, idea. Like, it was not something that came up naturally, honestly. We went through different names, idea, and then we were like, Desert Collider.
It works. It's catchy.
So
it's definitely cool. Now, and I apologize here on metalhorrormadman.com//. I don't always do all my research, so you could yell at me. Have you guys played live shows? If so, you want to let me know what that's like. Do you prefer recording? Do you prefer playing live?
Who starts?
Okay.
Actually, we did some lives in the latest periods, but it's because of our location now. The band members, which are a little bit sparse around Switzerland and Italy, we are not performing that much live so far, but we are starting this more frequently. Because we have our, beyond the fact that we are a little bit sparse, for instance, me and Andrea, we are in the southern part of Switzerland, while Federico is in the northern part, and Federico, the singer, Gianfanti, is in middle Italy. We have a monthly appointment, let's say, in which we are able to catch up and rehearse and give
1 day stretch.
yes, 1 day full immersion.
Yeah.
And because of that, we didn't start a massive live campaign, I will say. But I think now it's with the album release that will be in less than 1 month. We'll start this live activity more often than before. So yes, we are not yet a super live aficionados band, but we are going ahead in this direction.
Forced by life to be separated right now, but like music keeps us together, and we hope to get to hit the stage more often in the future for sure, because that's where the fun is, like it was very fun, like recording the album, but then it's on stage where like the magic happens.
Yeah, and that's good. It's and we know, just even if you do live close, the touring aspect is the toughest part, right? It takes a lot of commitment. It takes money. This isn't, it's gotten tougher and tougher to get on bills, and there's a lot of pay for play, and there's a lot of just sacrifices people have to give. So it's so important to have that just passion to make the music and get an album out. Like, I always try and tell people the accomplishment of doing that, the amount of people that wish they could record music and get a complete, album out is amazing. So it's so glad to see that you guys have that commitment and that passion, definitely for all the music. And do you have, are you nervous about the album coming out?
No, not really. Actually, I mean, I'm very curious about the feedback that he will get. Like, I mean, the point is that we are not nervous because we love the album. I think that this is the point. I mean, of course, there might be people that do not like it or prefer other stuff, but we spent a lot of time to, perfection it. Like, the composition-wise was quite straightforward, but then we started to perfection in the studio. We had a very nice process, and we love the album. So, I mean, I think we're not nervous for that. Like, we just want our music to be shared to the public.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, I think there's no expectation whatsoever. Like we love what we have done, and we hope that other people feel what we felt while we wrote the album and recorded it. As Fede said, my people are into other things, but that's music, it's natural. Other people instead who are into our music, we hope they will love it and dig it. But it's not that we are nervous per se. I feel like we are pretty chill about this, and we are super happy that we've won this opportunity to release the album through Small Stone Records.
Exactly.
I would say I'm more enthused by the album release, like to see the people reaction and then how the audience will give us a feedback about that. But it's a positive vibe that we have, because as Fede and Anders said, we believe in this album. We put our efforts in it, and it's just like a positive moment to see it going to the people to this final release.
I just got to say, I'm telling you guys, I wish I had the chill that you guys had, because everything about me is nervousness, over the top extremes. I'd be freaking out. When they asked me to go on stage and announce a band, which I've done a million times now, you'd think I'd be okay. I'm having a mental meltdown until I'm up there doing it. And then when they get done, I critique myself to an unhealthy level. And you guys just have great heads on. How do you guys stay so calm? I need some advice here.
We did not speak about live shows, because then we can get nervous also.
That'll
sometimes.
get the nerves.
That's another thing. It's just the album is something.
That's a good point too, because when I'm recording my my videos or TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, I'm fine, but I'm good in my area recording, right? Because I can control everything. There's nobody critiquing me. I get it out to the world. I'm good to go. And the stage is different, but I'm still. I talk to so many bands that get, they just talk about it's a train wreck making their album, and then when it's done, they're like so overcritical. And I love that you love. I think it's a great message for newer bands, especially, right? I think sometimes people put such high expectations on themselves, and they're so worried about how many streams and downloads and like what's going to happen, instead of saying, you guys created art. You know, it's art what you're doing, and it's not easy for people to put that like. I can't stress enough how impressed I was. I really was like, this is amazing stuff here. You guys sound like you've been doing it for 30 years. So it's just awesome. Have any of you been in bands before? Is this your first band?
Me personally, is not the first band at all. Like I played stoner rock in underground bands when I was living in Strasbourg, back in 2015 until 2019, and then I was part of a pagan black metal act in Italy. We produced a couple of albums, and then I played in thrash metal bands also in the same period. So and then
I actually, it was my very first like serious project, because I'm honestly the youngest amongst the band member. I'm the kid, and I used to play like the drum in a high school bands, mostly, like parties, cover songs, stuff like that. Not super serious. I actually played also like in a funky band. Like we play stuff like James Brown,
Oh wow.
Wolfpack, stuff like that. And then life happens and things ends. And like for a long time I wasn't playing at all. And then I met these three guys, and they were like, "You want to jump aboard?" I was like, "Sure." And this is actually my first serious band, I would say, serious project.
Nice. Yeah.
When we spoke to Andrea the first time, just like said, okay, we were discussing, and then it was a little bit, we were discussing it, and he was saying like, guys, it's just one thing. I tend to hit very hard on the drum, and I say, perfect. and actually, so sometimes when we play live, there are people saying stuff like, you know that the drummer doesn't need the mics, and that's very good for us. It's like they're really giving us this kind of thing.
Yeah. Emmanuel, what about you?
Yeah, me too. I was playing in different bands before, actually. I had, let's say, two almost serious projects in my previous experience. One, it was in a kind of industrial metal that we were playing. We recorded an album as well. And then my second most serious project was this 70s rock vibe. It was called Moon Circle. It was my band that I had in Italy. And we recorded an album. It was out a few years ago. But then I moved to Switzerland, and where I met Federico, and we started this project from just me and him at the beginning, because we were looking for band members in the several months after we start to jamming a little bit, exchanging riffs and so on. And then after a bit of rehearse, we met Federico Gianfanti, the singer that jumps aboard very enthusiastic. And as a last member, we met Andrea, the super hit harder on the drum. And actually, from that sentence, we understood that it was the right guy, or even prior to have an actual rehearse with him.
Look at all the praise again. I got it. You guys got a great head on your shoulders. You got great music coming out. It's been a pleasure talking with you. I need this positivity. I need this calmness in my life. I love everything you guys stand for. I love sincerity. I see the passion. Where can everybody I know you're on Instagram. The music, I'm assuming, is going to be released everywhere, correct? You want to let everyone know where to find you, where to find the music, and when that album is dropping.
Okay, so you can find us on Instagram and on Facebook too, as our social media channels, and on Bandcamp, of course, and that we are going to activate one a little bit more when the album will be out. The album will be out the 6th of March. Some people say 7th or 6th or 7th of March. There is 6th, and will be released on vinyl, 200 copy limited for the moment by Cosmic Artifacts from Germany. and Smallstone will do the CDs, and will be present on all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, and everything there. And you can listen to the track "Floating Space Hand" on Smallstone Records Bandcamp for the moment.
Yeah,
And YouTube.
YouTube as well.
Yeah, YouTube. That's
Yeah.
We
got everything covered, right?
YouTube channel, actually.
Guys, it's been a pleasure. The real deal. Nothing but positive energy sending back to you. Lots of success. We'll get this video out so everybody gets to know you. I'll get a nice Instagram post and everything. If you want to, I could collab it so you can put it on your page. We could just direct everybody to this. You guys are awesome. I will be as it gets closer to release date, I'll do a hype video as well. You could probably tell I'm a little intense. It's going to be a little wacky, and it's going to be a good fun time. You guys have been awesome. Anytime you want to say hello and stop by, you just let me know, and best of luck, okay?
Thanks a lot. It's been a really nice this whole interview.
It was a pleasure to be
Well, a real pleasure.
Yeah, totally, absolutely.
Awesome.